buy 50 candy and I bought 99.
Let's see what we've got.
Not good.
My candy addiction is way too strong.
Nah,
They call it an oral cavity. Then let's head over.
love me a sugar rush.
Well, if it isn't bad.
Alright, are we back? Nothing really was missed. You just missed me feeding Van a bunch of candy because I needed my CP back for this fight coming up here. This is a really easy fight. We just S-craft twice once we get enough S-boost.
That takes care of that.
Audio is fixed. Excellent. Good to hear. Good to hear. So here we're going to do a completely optional side quest. We actually do a couple of these throughout the run because we're trying to get enough detective point, or Spriggan points, as they're called in this game, to unlock some really, really good items later on that are going to allow us to do a lot of really, really silly things. Okay, I have enough money.
Welcome. We await your next visit.
Off we go.
Welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
That takes
Two.
care of that. Looks good to me.
There's also an alignment system in this game between Gray, Chaos, and Law. We are going to be picking specific options to ensure we get to Chaos rank 3, because that's what we need to unlock a really, really strong Hollow Core. Hollow Cores are very similar to Master Quartz from the rest of the Trails series, where they're basically really strong effects that you assign to a character
Probably so the cops can come and
based
tell
on
you
like
the
what
truth.
role they're performing for you. I am gonna have
Just
enough
beyond this
boost
door.
here.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Don't fear me. Okay. We got feared, but it didn't proc, so I was lucky.
There we go.
Alright, here we're gonna do an out of bounds because it's that easy. This out of bounds saves about a minute and a half. By swapping characters, you can kind of sometimes clip into the ground and fall. And if there's something below you to fall on, you'll land there. And then there's just kind of a floor everywhere because gravity isn't real. But Hollow Cores basically give you a ton of extra stats and damage when you're S-boosted. And the Hollow Core you get for being rank 3 Chaos is absolutely busted. So much so that it's worth going out of your way to get. So here we're going to be fighting this boss while technically out of bounds. We haven't triggered the cutscene for this boss, so you can kind of see how he's phasing in and out of existence. He's not supposed to be doing that, as a matter of fact. But he sure is, because he's very confused because we haven't triggered the cutscene to actually fight him yet. And this is actually the behavior of a lot of enemies in this game. My gosh. I'm dodging. Where if you get to them from out of bounds, they will really just break and start despawning and respawning like that. And it does keep the damage you do on him. So we're able to just whittle him down and then immediately defeat him. And then we go trigger the cutscene, and we're placed into an empty fight that we immediately win, and that's what's complete.
This looks like a stopping point.
So, unfortunately, we do have to backtrack a little bit of the ways through this dungeon, because we need to... get some chest drops in here. There's a bunch of money and a really good quartz that we need to get. And once we get those, then we can just warp out instead of having to do the entire dungeon.
Looks like a chest.
Banner launch. Then let's head over. Near a deposit concerned. So, where can we find some sweets? I don't even know where to begin to look.
So coming up, we're gonna have like the one really skill-based part of the run. In combat, if you perform certain actions or certain conditions, you'll get an EXP modifier. We're going to be doing the next fight very specifically, in order to get a 5 times multiplier. And that's going to give us an in-game achievement, which gets us a lot of powerful items. Some of them are ridiculously powerful, and the game does not expect you to get them this early. So we're gonna take that and completely abuse it. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take Fairy, remove her work vest. We're gonna swap the game's field combat difficulty to hard. We're gonna let this wolf come over and bop us. Oh, that's bad. Okay, we're not dead. That's a positive.
Certain arts will be more effective escape routes.
Alright, we mean our way now. Okay. Normally you don't get into the encounter there. You just get bopped and it's fine. But sometimes if he super high rolls, you can actually get the encounter. That's actually kind of good for us because it actually takes out some of the RNG in this next section here.
Arts driver replaced.
Where if Fairy gets an HP heal turn, we're kind of very sad about that. Focus frontline, focus frontline, focus frontline, swap the van, save. So what I've done here is I've set myself up in critical HP, because that's a bonus modifier, is finishing the fight with critical HP. Next I want to aggro all of these bulls and group them up.
Stay away from me.
They'll pay for this.
A little bit tighter. We're going to charge attack, because that's a modifier. We're going to swap our field character and attack, because that's a modifier. We're going to get a perfect dodge, because that's a modifier. We're going to stun, move around, and now we're going to get a back attack bonus with Agnes, with also a leg. We're going to use Van and Fairy to get triple stun here. And then S-Break, leave one wolf alive. S-Break again to get a 7th turn and kill it. And that is a 5.0 multiplier. That is the hardest trick in the game. Extremely hyper-specific. If anything goes wrong, you fail the 5.0 and you have to reset and try again. So what that gets us is it gets us not only 2 Zerum powder, or 2 Zerum capsules, I think. Which are items that restore 200 CP, which are very strong. But it also gets us a quartz called Carnbuckle, which is very good. Fans weapon, customize.
There you go. What do you need?
These 2.
There you go. Thanks.
Talk to you. Entrance.
Commencing mission.
And we're gonna be able to use that Carnbuckle to get one of those those boost skills I was talking about, a shard skill. That's active when your S boost is activated. Called Auto Forte, which says whenever you take a turn, buff your strength. And that is ridiculously powerful. And you're not really... It's like an end-game ability. But we're going to be able to get it this early on because we did that 5.0 to get Carnbuckle. I need 2 candy addiction. So a lot through this run, I believe you missed it the first time because the stream went down. But a lot of the time during this run, whenever I do a fight, after that fight, I'm going to go into the menu at some point and feed a bunch of candy to whoever used their S-Craft, because I need their S-Craft on the next fight. Here we're going to turn in our reports because this gives us a gladiator belt a little bit early.
That's pretty generous.
Guess it's time I called it a day.
You guys hear that?
Sounds like
Back to the inn.
Looks like another good harvest.
I didn't talk to the mayor.
Don't tell me.
Is that an Orbital bike?
Gotta talk to the mayor. Now we talk to the bike.
Okay.
Candy up. And you can kind of start to see why we need 1.5 billion candy in this run. Because... Scared me.
Thanks, pal. Thanks, pal.
Sometimes you just act a little too slow and you get owned
Good
by status effects.
What is
we're
that
gonna
light?
just-
Can't see
That-
very well from here.
So coming up here, we're gonna have our first instance of a... I'm pretty sure it's a bug called S-Boost extension. So S-Boost, like I was talking about, is a short, powerful burst of your S-Boost gauge to give a character a bunch of power. The way S-Boost works is at the start of your turn, rather than the end of it like every other buff in the game, it will tick down by 1. And depending on how much S-Boost you've used on yourself, the effects might lessen. Meaning you lose a little bit of your power. The way S-Boost extension works is if you have a character who's just sitting on their turn, like the turn has fully transitioned to them, you can choose what action to do with them, you can move around on the field map. If you S-break with somebody during that period, it will not tick down their S-Boost because the start of turn, like, timeline in the game's code has already passed. And we're going to be abusing that a lot throughout the run to extend our S-Boost for way, 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 way longer than the game ever intends us to. And that's going to allow us to be very, very strong. And extra 2, 3. Very art 2 and 3.
Shifting to maintenance mode. Do shard skill act.
Here we're going to set up that auto forte I was talking about with Carnbuckle.
Do shard skill act.
Maintenance mode engaged.
We go to Flare, then the Storm.
Maintenance mode engaged.
They've hit
Shard
1.
skills updated.
I'm here by 4 level watches. Whip, balance, speed, speed. Actually, hold on. I want to equip speed there.
That hits the spot.
And CP. So this right here is one of the hardest fights casually because you just don't have damage on this fight. But we're just gonna let the boss get a turn, and that's intended. We're gonna S-craft, we're gonna S-craft, we're gonna S-craft, we're gonna S-craft, we're gonna defend, we're gonna S-craft, and then we're gonna Zarin Powder, and then S-craft.
Displaying information.
And we're gonna finish off the boss. Little dicey there at the end, because I forgot to S-Boost 1 extra time. But that was kind of what S-Boost extension can do for you, is get you 4 S-crafts like that. Normally you're only supposed to be able to S-craft like twice. 2 or 3 times. But with S-Boost extension, you can ignore that completely. And just S-Boost kind of or S-Craft as much as you want. And that's really the only way we have to do damage at this point. So now we're back in Grendel form. Grendel is hyper OP, so we're just gonna rely on Grendel a whole lot. Also, that strength boost, that auto strength boost that we have, that also applies to Grendel, so it's making us even stronger. We're going to be using Fairy to alternate attacking and buffing our speed here, so we get more turns. We want to avoid the double roar that just happened there. Unfortunately, it did happen. Can you stop missing, please? Alright. There we go.
That's how it goes. That's pretty good, I guess.
But doing 1.5 billion S-Crafts is kind of the bread and butter of this run, utilizing that S-Boost, as well as a lot of other things we have to refill our CP on demand, basically. So here, we're getting more achievements. Every time we pop into this menu, it's basically just to get a bunch of money from the in-game achievements. Because that's what's going to bankroll our candy addiction.
Stay up.
We're also going to be spending a lot of time at this hot spring here, because the hot spring restores all of your S-Boost and everyone's CP.
Good as new.
So anytime we can take advantage of that is good.
Let's see what we've got.
So here we just are basically going to be walking around town and talking to various people to complete quests for a little bit at this point.
Time to start working.
Taking off now. All right, newbie. I'll need you to pay close attention to where the bulletin board is.
If
Can we
I
talk?
remember correctly, it's in a side street by the movie theater.
Can we talk?
Understood.
If you ever see me, like, run into a random place and then turn immediately back around, what I'm doing with that, like I'm about to do here, is I'm picking up the fast travel location for later. Because in order to fast travel to a location in this game, you have to have been there. So it's really important that you tag those locations as you go through the
Can we
game.
talk?
Alright, if I mess up this menu, the run's over. Blackmail him.
Mission accomplished.
So, like I said before, there's decisions during quests that affect your alignment. And we need to make sure we're doing the right decisions, not only for the SP and Spriggan points to get our items, but also to get our alignment where we need it to be, to get that Chaos Rank 3 on time. In the original route of this game, it wasn't even an option. Like, it was never even considered to go for Chaos Rank 3 because, like, none of the story quests really gave Chaos points, so we were like, oh, it's going to be slow to do extra stuff. And it is. It is slow to do extra stuff, but it's slower to not have Chaos 3. By a lot. By so much. By like 15 or 20 minutes. It's ridiculous how much time it saves. It's very well worth the investment. Because the goal of this run, really, you don't have a lot of damage modifiers to work with. The biggest one you can work with is your crit rate. And using the Chaos item, we can get to 100% crit rate very, very easily, because it gives like 60% on its own. And that allows us to do a crap ton of damage all of the time, forever and ever. Plugins, need Earthguard, Lock Forte, Chrono Drive. Plugin, you get Lock Forte. Ognes gets Earthguard, Chrono Drive. So here I'm basically buying arts and equipping them to my character because that's how spells work in this game. It's kind of a really huge departure from traditional trails, but it also just works. which is weird.
Switching to maintenance mode. New shard skill added. New shard skill added. Shard skills updated. Maintenance mode engaged. Shard
Two,
that one's
break
a single-
two,
looks like a new shard skill.
EP2.
Shard skill. That one's looks like a new shard skill.
So here we're setting up for the mage spell called Arc Feather. Basically, that's an extra effect from that boost that we keep referring to that allows an extra, a lot of extra magic damage to go off after you cast a spell. And that's going to be what we use to get through a lot of this early game now that we have it. And again, the thing that's making that possible is that Carnbuckle Quartz that we got. Because otherwise we wouldn't be able to have it until next chapter. But lucky for us, we can have it in this chapter, and it is very strong.
Activating skill. A boost with energy output at maximum.
Very... Okay, we got boost there, but it didn't matter.
Activating skill.
And look back Fairy. Minus defense.
Energy output at maximum.
We're just gonna have to go in here.
Activate. Boost gauge limit activate. Boost gauge limit.
Thanks, pal.
Alright, didn't have enough. That's unfortunate.
Activating skill.
So if we fail our burst kill like we just did there, you'll notice we have, like, actually no damage to do these fights with.
Activating skill.
Alright, there we go.
That takes care of that.
So that happened because I had to go in a little bit too early there because of how the turn order was. It's a shame, but sometimes that just happens. Oh my god. Well, we're getting a ton of extra boost actions out of it, which is nice. There's an in-game achievement we need by the end of this chapter that says use 100 S-boost moves, and we're well on track for it.
Activating skill.
So there's also a stun mechanic in this game. Casually, this mechanic is pretty worthless. But speedrun wise, since we can actually work around it, which you can't really do casually, because you just don't have the information to do so, we're able to use it a whole lot. Basically, when something gets stunned, it takes a lot of extra damage. And stun wears off after one person gets their action. Riverside,
Let's do
Terrace.
this.
Stun wears off after one of your actions, but until that action happens, the enemy will not advance on the delay meter at all. Meaning, you can think of it like time has completely stopped for them. So if you have a huge amount of wait time between your next action and when you stun the boss, it'll just lose all of that time, and you can queue up so many more of your own character actions.
That takes care of that. Off we go.
Which can allow you to both set up yourself to just win the fight, or basically just pad the turn order enough that you can get an ally turn in to start doing S-boost extension
Bulletin board
with.
here is right on the main street.
There's also a number of a really strong shard skill that we're going to make a ton of use of called Executioner that does a crap load of extra damage if you attack a stunned enemy. And that's going to be one of the main damage dealers we have as well for the course of the run.
Look as long as you'd like. Thank you. It's so cramped here.
Proverbs.
feels so nice. This must be the
Here we're going to pick up an extra side quest. Again, these are side quests we're doing to get that chaos rating and also get those that SP. For the item way later in chapter 5.
You'll never believe what happened.
Get rid of some armor. Because again, we're really squishy in this game, and we want to use Van's aggro so that we don't end up dying with our casters. But that means Van also needs to be able to survive. So we need to buy him some armor to help facilitate that. Got Grace build for the warp point. So here, fighting these guys for this quest gets us chaos points. And it's a very quick and easy fight.
Mission accomplished. Great job, you guys. Mirror deposit confirmed. This
Love me a sugar rush.
You do have to be a little careful with your CPing. We are using both melon soda candy and candy cigarettes. They give a different amount of CP restorative. And you do need to be a little careful on, like, actually using them optimally, or you will run out. Imagine having 200 CP heal items and you run out. That's the reality of this run. So here we just need to last a certain amount of turns, so we're just going to stand in place and spend for a little while.
Can we talk? Let me ask you something.
So right there, we talked to an NPC named Hallie with a topic, which is like a special conversation that you get during specific quests. We specifically did that because that one extra topic, we didn't have to. We didn't have to talk to her. But if you do that one extra topic, at the start of Chapter 3, you'll hit 15 topics, which gets us an Archdriver that has a really, really powerful spell on it that we want to get. So by doing that one extra conversation, we're able to get that earlier than the game wants us to. Well, maybe not wants us to, but earlier than we otherwise would in a perfect fast speed run, right? How about some pasta?
What's next on the agenda?
Have some pasta.
Hell? What are we waiting for?
Oops. Do one.
Let's see what you're made of. Here I go.
So here we got Aaron. He's the next party member we're gonna get after we fight him one more time. He's basically the your first physical character, with the first characters we have being more arts-based. So one of them's actually speed-based. We kind of use her as an arts-based because she's just better at it than anyone else because of how fast she is. Or Clinic.
Oh, did you hurt something?
Department store.
Please step on up.
You'll never believe what happened.
As you can tell, like I said at the start of the run, this game has very little input downtime. There's always something I'm doing with the controller. And for that reason, it's a really tough speedrun.
Taking off now.
Because just 3 hours of constant action. Where if you messed anything up, you're dead.
Close by, right?
And even if you don't mess something up, sometimes you're dead. Like, this next fight, sometimes you the turn order works out in such a way where it's a 50-50 if you just lose or not.
That looks like a nice
So
chest.
hopefully that doesn't happen. Because these early fights are kind of long because we
Operates the
can't
conveyor belt.
just destroy them unless they're like complete mooks like some of the last fights have been. But like that one slime boss was really, really difficult and took a bunch of damage. This boss is going to be the same way. There's so much RNG in the turn bonuses you get if you get extra S boost and how to best utilize it. There's just a million things that you keep track of in the combat for this game.
An enemy mob. Wanna clear 'em out?
Here we have a little sliding puzzle with this railway. Make a bridge all the way across to let us advance further. I say puzzle, but you're really just... There's only like 3 switches.
Where could Aaron be? I don't know, but we have to find him fast.
So that right there is called Airyverse. That's a quartz that makes it when we cast a wind spell, which is the primary spell we're going to be casting all the time. We recover way faster. And that's very, very strong. Because it means we can rocket off cast ridiculously fast. Fan fairy webs. Customize them. Wasn't supposed to use that yet, but it doesn't matter. Alright, this fight is like really awful. Hopefully it doesn't go awful. Van gets a turn, which is good. Because it means we can use that coin ball to draw aggro so he doesn't destroy us immediately. Boost. Van needs the link attack still. I do need to read up our guard. Van link attack. Alright, I think we're okay for not dying in this fight at this point. Yes, we're okay. We are not going to die here. Do that. This. Wait for Agnes' turn. Ignis Rampage. Ignis Rampage. Can break. Alright, easy fight. We got a really good turn order there that allowed us to avoid Aaron getting a turn once he dropped below 70%, which is his S-break threshold. If he S-breaks you, you generally are dead. We would have absolutely been dead in that scenario because of how much damage he was doing to Van early on. And we were using that spell Earthguard that Earthguard basically gives you a temporary shield of 1000 HP, which is more or less half of our HP at the moment. So it's basically doubling the amount of health we have if we use it twice, which we did in that fight, and he broke all of it. So you can think of that fight as like he kind of killed us twice over, but not actually. But yeah, that is one of the hardest fights in the run. Just because of the RNG on how early he can ass-break you, and how you don't have damage to kill him from that range to dead. You have to waste a little bit of time to get enough damage to kill him. So you'll notice from here on out, we're going to be breaking a lot of pots and boxes throughout the games. That is the fastest way to restore your S-boost. In lieu of having the ability to do that, you might see me sometimes, like, starting an encounter and then either instantly killing it or starting it and then running away. The point of that, again, is to refill that S-boost gauge so that we can go into actual boss fights with enough S-boost for the entire fight. Because it's way better to build it outside of a boss battle than absolutely die trying to build it during the boss battle. Because that is indeed what will happen, is you will always die trying. Because S-Boost builds rather slowly, but if you're breaking pots, it's 4 pots per bar.
Loud and clear. It's coming from the corridor straight above us.
We have to find a way.
These guys got a groan. You can't skip their groans. There's a lot of enemies in this game where you can skip, like, their opening sequence like that. There's also some enemies that you can't, and it's really funny when you can.
The ceiling's collapsed here.
And that's not our only concern. Watch your step, everyone.
So you also might be able to tell none of this camera movement that I'm doing is really, like, the game actually turning the camera. I'm the one turning that in between my rolls.
So they're likely
And that's a lot of the movement for me in this game, is, like, alternating B and, like, a flick of my analog stick to rotate the camera to where I need it to be so I can see where I'm going.
Can't wait to knock them off their high horses.
Away we go.
activating. Boost gauge limit pump. Activating skill. Boost gauge limit pump.
Here goes.
So here we need to build back our S-Boost a little bit. We actually get a really good turn to... Oh. Okay. Sure. Boss went a little bit faster than I was expecting.
Initializing drive. Boost would work here.
He did some annoying things, but that's okay. We're just gonna break.
Engage point. Engage. Boost gauge upgraded. We can win. Engage. Boost gauge upgraded.
So another mechanic in this game is the, the chain system, where the more attacks you do in a row, the more damage you deal.
What should I do?
You can do this.
And if we mess that up, if things get really, really bad really, really fast.
Activating skill.
Alright, there we go. So that went really bad. You're supposed to be able to just S-break him immediately, but and kill him because your chain is so high and you do so much extra damage as a result. But the way he spawned those orbs really didn't lend itself well for me to be able to do that. And then I also dropped the chain because chaining Elaine's S-crafts in particular is next to impossible for no good reason.
You're looking rather
Like, it's for whatever reason, the lockout timer on, like, your inputs and when the game accepts you doing an input for Elaine's S-craft is ridiculously long. And that's sort of what happened there, is I lost the chain and a bunch of damage on her second S-craft because of that.
an enemy mob. Want to hear him out?
And no other character has that problem. It's literally just Elaine. Which is really strange. Just like a lot of things in this game are. Luckily, that fight's a pretty weak fight, and you only have to get the dude to half for it to be over. And Elaine is really actually strong, so you can generally finish off the fight even if you mess up the strategy for it. Some other fights, if that were to happen, you're just dead in the water.
Looks like some good loot.
Like the ones coming up, for example.
Path's all clear.
The sun's gone down. I'm going to miss the night train. No, put it out of your mind, Agnes. Just focus on what's in front of you.
HP 2. Aaron. Weapon slot 3. He gets La Forte. Agnes gets La Forte. Boy. Menu, HP 2, Strike 2, Shield 2, Attack 2, Strike 1. Customize Aaron's weapon. Very auto unequip. Auto speed. Rest, heal, and move on with our lives. Alright, good turnover on this fight. You'll love to see it. So this is the boss of the chapter. It's a 3-phase fight, and it's kind of intense, honestly. A lot of different strategies going on here. One fairy S-craft. No, 2 fairy S-craft. So that takes care of one of the bosses, and now we just need to finish the other one. We do with some like that. Alright, there we go. Phase 2. We specifically wanted to end that fight with Van having 100 or more CP so that he would carry that into this phase. Because this is the actual hard fight. I'll just move back. Forte. Yo, we didn't summon a clone? What? Imperial Dust. 100 here. Here we're going to be using some more S-Boost extension at the end of the fight here. Zero, 100. This is the time. Beat down. Beat down. Again, you can see my buff on Van here isn't going down because I'm using S-Boost extension. Beat down and beat down. So again, being able to S-craft 4 times at max power instead of twice and then a 3rd time is ridiculously strong. Forte. Double boost attack, break. Easy. Alright, so this is the start of Chapter 3. Here's where we have to hope we have done 100 S-Boost moves, or else we're really not happy.
A senior citizen like you pointers on how to pick up chicks.
That is not right. Alright, we did it. We did 100. Hooray, us!
More candy again.
Candy. Again.
I'm back.
Gonna... Bathe.
Alright, back in business, baby.
I do love that ever since CS3, hygiene is a regular staple of trail speedrunning.
Want me to tell you a little about this district? On second thought, I don't think you need me to.
Now, what's it say? Nope. I've got a pretty good lay of the land as of yesterday.
So I mentioned those topics earlier. This is where we're going to get the reward for those topics.
On my way.
It's a driver called Albion, and Albion gives us the spell Zodiac Force. And Zodiac Force says buff your crit rate by, I believe it's 20%. It's either 20% or 30%. Either way, it allows us to hit near 100% crit rates already.
Off we go.
And as I mentioned before, since this game really doesn't have a lot of modifiers in it, being able to give yourself that huge of a modifier is really, really huge.
All right, time to hunt down that good old bulletin board.
Hydration.
Now, what's it say? Let's hurry up and finish this.
Let me ask you something.
I'm so in love with this brand.
We have full confidence in our product. We await your next visit.
Cinema... No, Riverside
What
Subway.
are you waiting for? Well, where's she next?
Now the cinema. Doing things in a very specific order to do these two quests that I have to do in this section, with needing to warp around as little as possible.
That's the
Truth.
Let's do this.
That's a wrap.
Always room for improvement for us roll.
On my way.
Front. So this next fight coming up, is with a giant frog, and this fight used to be the bane of my existence. On the old route, this fight was so awful and so inconsistent. It was just so brutal. Because you just don't have damage yet, and the boss can strength down you, like at the very start of the fight, and if that happened, you would never have enough damage to kill. Thankfully, that's no longer an issue with the current strategies. Mostly because we're getting that Zodiac Force, which allows us to have a ridiculously high crit rate.
Want to clear 'em out? I suggest physical attacks for now. Ooh, a treasure chest. Are we there yet?
So I did never go through Quartz and Sepith. Basically, Sepiths are a resource you get from killing enemies in the game. There's 7 different elements of them, plus mass, which are only used for money. You can exchange Sepith for money as well, but the main purpose is to unlock your slots for Quartz. And Quartz are kind of like Materia from FF7, where you can slot them in and give yourself stat boosts. And what Quartz you slot in also determine those boosts you have on your boost gauge.
Probably more than what you've
Like bonus elemental damage, or that secondary cast effect on your casts.
There is.
There's a ton of different various
That's a fun idea.
You two for real?
things you can get from it. Albion, I need to get Albion. Albion. Call up to... Oh, I didn't open that. Whoops. Field 2, Art 2, Aaron Weapon 4. There we go.
Shifting to maintenance mode.
Action 2, Hit 2,
Better check the skills update.
Carbuncle,
Shard skills update modifying your orbit, are you?
Break 2,
Skills updated.
Aaron, evade 2. Break 2. Break 1. So break increases our stun gauge damage and is, again, a major part of the routing for this, because a lot of our damage comes from that additional hit called Executioner on break damage.
That one's a single element slot. Shard skills updated.
2, equipment, 5, Force Magazine, Sonic Blade, Vanguard. Alright, 90, just a 90. So basically, the main idea of the strat is basically beat the boss to an inch of its stun gauge, then attack with that person who has Executioner to do a crap ton of damage.
Activating skill.
Aerial Dust, Ban Zodiac.
Activating skill.
Aaron Liquid Fairy. One more Aerial Dust, and then Fairy Break.
Activating skill. Activating skill. Boost gauge limit.
So you can see there, Aaron got 2 extra hits in. That was that Executioner from the break attack. Or from attacking when they were broken. And that additional Executioner damage is really what lets us defeat that boss, regardless of what actually happens during the fight. Unlike the old strategy, where you ran out of damage on that fight.
Make sure you launch.
Off we go. Let's do this. Off we go.
Oh no, it's raining.
Alright, so now we're on to the desert. This is kind of like the longest feeling chapter casually. It's a pretty long chapter in the speedrun, but definitely casually, it kind of really drags. The music here is sweet, though.
That big-ass building must be the place.
It's called the Al Jumeirah Hotel.
So, where's the nearest bulletin board?
I think there's one in the bazaar.
Now, what's it say?
It's hotter than Gehenna.
Fast travel here. This section does have a lot of walking through this town, unfortunately. But it's kind of a good break from all of the nonsense that is this run leading up to this point, where every fight is really, really difficult. Unfortunately, this chapter also has a bunch of difficult fights, but things start to get a bit easier here.
Let's see what we've got.
Because we're just getting more tools in our tool belt now that we have Executioner to do a bunch of damage.
Hell yes! This is what I've been waiting for! finish this.
Whoops, I didn't talk to Nate. So there's this side character called Nate in this game. It's really he's really funny throughout the entire game because you just slowly watch the relationship with his girlfriend crumble to nothing because of his work, and his inability to like actually get to take time off and spend time with her. It's sad, but it's also really funny.
All in a day's work.
Love to see it.
More deposit. Go, go, go!
Just had a quick break, that's all.
Alright, so we have, you know, another standard sewer dungeon. This is like, there's a lot of sewer dungeons in this game. But another standard sewer dungeon. We've already been to 2 of them. This is the 3rd one. Oh my god.
Ooh, a treasure chest!
Water's kind of running on low right now. Still, it's impressive that people can normally use so much water when they're living in a desert.
Yeah, being down here really makes you appreciate Professor Hamilton's handiwork.
Out of money.
I'll take it from you.
So you have to swap to Agnes. Oh, I didn't heal CP. Did not heal CP. Instant loss on that fight because we didn't heal CP. Game, autosave. This one.
I'll take it from here.
We're just gonna assume I have everything.
Activating shine.
Blink attack, La Forte, these need to hit ban.
Activating drive.
A boost would work here.
Aerial Dust,
Activate.
La Forte, hit ban. Mana Scrap. Mana Scrap. Mana Scrap. Oi,
Activating skill.
get out of here. So if you don't swap off Van there, what happens for whatever reason is the starting formation for that fight is actually different. And Van gets pushed to the back, which means he can't attack at the start. Which is really important for hitting the break gauge on time, which for whatever reason didn't happen there. I'm not sure why.
Go, go, go! Understood. Understood.
Okay.
Don't be shy. Take a look.
I might have just missed or something. Not have noticed. Here we go to the strip club, because, of course, why not?
Boost gauge.
That all you've got?
Boost gauge limit crushed. Nice. Moving on up.
What's next? What have we got? What have we got?
Well,
Take as many baths as possible.
Glad to see you enjoyed your...
Tell. Films.
What have we got?
well, we're on the clock now.
Mission accomplished. Great job, you guys. Or deposited.
What are we waiting for?
No enemies nearby.
Alright, so we're in the desert area, so we finally have to traverse a desert. And they don't give you any vehicle or anything for this. You just gotta roll your way across.
I suggest physical attacks for now. Time for you to focus.
Boost gauge. Boost gauge limit crushed.
Something is off with my setup at the moment. I don't know if I have the weapons, maybe. Because these are supposed to be kills. Does Aaron, like, not have... No, he's got the brakes. Oh! He doesn't have Karabia. That's the problem. I don't have the strongest thing in the game. Yeah, that'll do it. That would explain why I don't have the damage I'm supposed to have.
I'm on it.
This'll hurt. Make it count, Darren.
Your eyes off me, right?
That was amazing.
You can turn field difficulty back down to normal. Forgot about that.
Warning. S-level threat detected. Oh, that car.
Better get Dingo on the line. We're getting off track.
Indeed. I would recommend staying closer to the tire tracks.
Bet we can rest there. That hits us. What?
Let's play.
Got a hold of it? Here goes. That's how it goes.
You had best prepare yourselves.
Let's enjoy this time together, shall we?
Forte, aerial dust,
Loading enemy stats.
you, cobalt curtain.
Use a sharp boost to get the upper hand.
Now I understand.
Alright, there we go. Now we have actual damage.
Very well.
Karabia is the strongest physical Master Core pretty much in the game, aside from the one that you get from Chaos 3. So not having that on was not good. We've only been missing it for a very short bit, and we were able to get through regardless. But it was definitely noticeable that I was missing it.
Doesn't look like we can go through the front door. No choice but to check out the side corridors then. Let's find the CEO.
So this place is a little bit annoying because we are not quite strong enough yet to just be able to S-craft our way through these fights. We have to do a little bit of extra setup on them. And in that time, they can inflict you with some really annoying status that makes it pretty hard to actually get things set up that you can kill them with S-crafts. Alright, easy peasy. Luckily, if you can get the coin bolts off pretty early on, you don't have to worry about that too much, because they just focus on... Hello? They just focus on Van instead of, like, actually your caster. Oh, that's the side. It's always troubling to remember where all these boxes are. I already missed the line for that. Dang.
Treasure located. Fully replenished.
There is also some movement tech. I haven't been doing too much, but you can kind of see sometimes when I go to attack a box, I like lunge at it. That's the attack you get if you do an attack out of a roll. And if you time that properly, it's a lot faster to be able to break boxes with that and then move on, than to slash them normally. Curtain. Here, coin bullets. Forte, aerial dust.
Oh, I could do better.
Looks like a chest.
Fully replenished. Modifying your ornament target.
Strike, HP2 from Agnes. Ban.
Modifying your ornament target.
Strike 2.
Better check them out.
You go to Albion.
Odds updated.
Vine.
Holocore Vine is now online. Let me know what
Auto
you prefer.
magic. No, auto speed.
Port set.
Auto speed. Good. Command, auto speed.
That we can rest.
Barry and Aaron need CP.
It's the spot. I'll take you on.
Alright, cool. The guy did the attack that if he does the attack, you just instantly game over.
No problem.
Now's a good time to boost activating
Alright, cool. He didn't do that attack this time, so we win.
Output max.
Presumably. I don't mess up. But yeah, that was uncontrollable RNG.
This will hurt. Over here. All for you. Go time.
Activating skill.
Do your worst.
Energy output max.
Activate.
A boost would work here.
Heal Force.
Activating skill.
Forte.
Energy output max.
More dust. Defense.
Activating skill.
A boost would work here.
Zodiac.
Initiating
And
draw.
one more aerial dust. Do I need to? No. I'm going to though.
Activating skill. Boost gauge limiter removed. Boost gauge limiter.
Activating skill.
Alright, there we go.
I'm stronger than ever.
Well, what'd you expect?
Talk to the sisters. And then, bathhouse.
Heading.
That was nice and refreshing.
Glad to see you.
Time to depart.
Films. These two. Parade. Alright, now we have a gauntlet here. Here goes. We're gonna be going here a lot. Oh, wait. Get out of here.
That's as far as the elevator will take us. Gonna go from here.
This will hurt.
I believe our only option is to use the staircase.
Nice.
Again, taking that encounter right there for my S boost gauge back. The only real way to restore it in here. Here goes. Here goes.
Oh, I could do better.
Oh my god. Where am I going?
Pardon me?
I do want to know what you were doing with those clowns, but I won't press you. For now.
Wrong one.
For now? How about never, you invasive jerk?
Oh, I think I have a pretty good idea who Grimcat is now.
As do I. But I think it would be best if we play along and pretend we are not in the know.
I know you're staring. Quit it.
Even if I did, the sight's already seared into my mind.
Unsear it then.
Watch out for ranged attacks. Okay, we've made it to the observation lounge.
Got a hold right? Here goes.
Limiter unlocked.
Nice. Moving on up.
Oh,
Ben to 190. Aaron to 196. Barry's to 196. Good.
I see.
Give me your worst.
Weird turn order, but it'll work. Forte, 2 blues. Aerial Dust. Curtain. Here, Coin Bullet.
Energy output max. Initiating drive.
Zodiac. Just defends.
Activating skill. Activating skill. Boost gauge activate. Boost gauge.
Dang it, she's not dead. That's not good. Link, get her. Easy. One boost. 100. Zodiac. So this fight's over as soon as this Zodiac goes off and we get an ally turn. Because now we go S-Craft. And then S-Craft. And again, we're using S-Boost extension here. So we can drop it now because we don't need it anymore. Because the boss is dead.
I could do better.
Gotta keep this up.
Then I'll update your rank.
Could have put in more
Whether
effort.
you need assistance in office or personal matters.
All right, one more chapter with like hard fights in it, and then we're pretty much in the clear. That needs to be Aaron.
More candy again.
Ladder launch.
Come back.
Stepping. That was nice and refreshing. Make sure you.
Let's do this.
Welcome to RRLAT8.
So in love with this brand.
All right.
Hotel. Yeah. I don't normally go this way.
You have my support, Mr. Then let's head over.
All right.
So at this point, we are one quest away from getting Chaos 3, and we're about to do that one quest. So once we get Chaos 3, that's where we can really start doing tons of damage.
Let's do this.
Now then.
Give me your worst. Here goes.
Ouchie, ouch.
Activating skill.
I won't let this chance slip by.
Activating skill.
Mr. Alpine.
Activating skill.
I won't stop here. Status upgrade. All in a day's work. Mirror deposit confirmed.
Alright, there's our Chaos 3. Chaos Mare. Otis. Okay.
Please step on up.
How about some nice cold ice cream?
So Mare is Van's usual hardcore, but Chaos Mare you get when you get Chaos Rank 3. And basically every single physical attribute that you have in the entire game gets boosted way more by it. Where am I? Holy crap. Newberry, yeah.
Let's do this.
Oh, why, hello.
Basically, it gives me like 60% crit rate. It gives me 60% more damage. It's just
We go.
absolutely ridiculous the amount of bonuses Chaos Mare gives compared to normal.
That takes care of that. Looks good to me.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
Mind if I split? I've got a bad...
Your time's run out. Fine, let's play.
Guess I'll check out the arena.
Boss is gonna yell at you. Give me your worst.
Try not to bore me, all right?
Don't hold anything back now. All right.
All fired up. You ain't seen nothing.
Nice, we got to skip the shell line there because we did too low damage.
How it goes.
Proceeding to neutralize.
Let's play. I like their fun.
If we must. Initiating draw.
So this fight kinda sucks if you don't get any S boost. There we go. Because it takes a while to build, and you just want to break that as soon as possible to kill them, but we didn't really, weren't able to really boost, build boost too fast there. No bonus turns.
Wow, there sure are a lot of.
Boss is gonna yell at
I've got some fine ways.
Raid, upper traps.
Best come again soon.
What'll you have today? What'll you have today? Thanks for coming. Welcome.
On top of the world.
Make sure you launched.
One of these days, you'll have to come to Elsa.
Alright, on to the next section of the run.
Our next stop is Basel.
This place is quite nice.
I see. Why not stay here and relax? The arrow trail's just awesome.
First.
All right.
Let's hurry up and finish this.
This chapter is pretty relaxed until, like, the very end of it, thankfully. This chapter also has the hardest boss fight in the run that's not, like, Aaron. And it's hard for a different reason. It's hard because you just... There's so much...
Not this way.
You need to do damage-wise to have enough damage while also keeping enough CP for phase 3 of the fight. Like, if you could use Van's S-Break on the next fight, like, it would be so much easier than it is. But unfortunately, we have to save his CP for phase 3, which makes phase 1 and 2 way harder.
Why not stay here?
Let me ask you something.
The arrow trail's just awesome.
Can we talk?
what you want?
Ben, Fairy, Aaron. Customize.
I hope to see you again.
Oh, I forgot to buy the flexible coat. That's important.
Do you know what you want? I hope to see you again.
These things know how to put up a good fight.
They'll definitely put you through your paces if you take them one-on-one.
This could get tricky with so many. Arts attacks advised. That sounded like time for you to focus.
Bring it on! Here goes! Hit 'em fast,
Very.
Some elements look effective.
Some arts work better loading enemy stats.
Activating skill.
Getting warmed up.
Like that guy.
Hey, Catra. Mind lending me a hand sometime today?
Sure, I'll drop by again later.
This campus is just as big as I expected.
Let's take a look around. Gotta check out all the spots that kid mentioned. Let me ask you something. Can we talk? Can we talk?
What you want here? Yep.
That dining hall's a bit suspect, but first things first.
I see.
Then let's head over.
The chapter just has so much walking around this town talking to people. It's a little bit of a shame.
That's one job behind us.
Love to see it.
Or deposited.
Time to depart.
So we're getting into the exciting part of it now, luckily.
Time to depart.
After a little bit more town stuff.
We're off.
Was that Aaron? I actually have a lot of S boosts, which is nice.
Looks like the gang's all here.
ZSR. Hello, Raiders. You're just in time for when this segment, this chapter starts to pick up again. Also, look, we're rolling just for our movement, just like in Zelda. It's practically the same game, right? Right? Zelda totally has health bars and craft points and S boosts. Alright, so these fights with the plants here we have to deal with twice. We deal with them both in the same way. You just do some aerial dusting, boost them forte, Van goes over here and twin bullets. And a little curtain for protection. Oh wait, that was supposed to be a Zodiac. Whoops. Oh well. Just kill them anyways. Easy. We're also breaking pots. This game can't be more like Zelda. It literally cannot. We're rolling, we're breaking pots. Downright copyright infringement at this point. Bullet, Zodiac, Aerial Dust. That turnover sad. I'm gonna have to take this encounter here. I don't have enough S boost because of the bad turnover there. Fight me, chickens! There we go.
Hey, let's say we take 5.
Break 2, evade 2. Big orbit menu here. Attack 2, attack 2, attack 3, break 3, strike 3 times 2. Minus. Again, expand weapon slot 4, shield slot 3, area shield slot 3. Raid 4, evade 3, attack 3, break 3. Evade, attack 2, attack 3, action 2, strike 3, break 3, action 3, break 3, Aaron, strike 3, attack 3, and hit 2. And hit 1. Here we are. Headband to Leopard Strap. Fairy Proverbs to Sun Lamp. Aaron Proverbs to Leopard Strap. Forte Auto Speed. Six. Off we go. Family Protect Aaron. Fairy Boost, Aerial Dust. Curtain. Aaron Forte. Another van turn. He doesn't do anything, so we're just gonna defend. Because that actually matters for my breakage here. Zodiac. This is fine. No, it's not. I need 2 Furia. 3 aerial death and 2 double Aaron break is death.
Stats upgraded.
The fight's a little tough because, as you can sort of see, our strategy of setting up break and then killing from there is getting a little difficult to maintain at this point because the enemies are just getting a little too bulky. Which is sort of why the last boss of this chapter is really hard, but once we get past this point, we actually get really, really strong again, so it's okay. Everything will be okay. You kind of have to just do that fight, however, if you don't have the S-Boost Fast Craft.
I'm sorry, I know we're in... Hurry, but can we stop by that house?
The observatory is on the left side of the campus.
Got it. And we'll cut through the building and get there ASAP.
This place is crawling with mechanical nightmares.
That we can rest there.
Alright, so here we want the guy with the green hair to get a turn because he's going to summon a bunch of ads. And the only reason we want those ads to spawn is because it'll make it easier to get S-Boost for the next fight. Because the more enemies you hit, the more S-Boost you get back.
Oh, I get it now.
So that is how it is.
Moving on up.
We have a little more plot, and we'll be on to the last area of this chapter.
Off we go.
For whatever reason, this part, like, reminds me a lot of Nier. I know this is a lot of Nier fans on this channel, but, like, this area in particular just reminds me of Nier.
Looks like the gang's all here.
Nier, you did hear Nier. I was saying how this area and the music just remind me of Nier. And like all the dilapidated robot parts everywhere. Factory parts, because that's where we're headed to, is a dilapidated factory.
Looks like some good loot.
Looks like a chest.
Alright, Perry has all the CP in the world, so she's good. Oh, I want to quick reset. Auto speed you. Gift an Albion.
Driver replaced. Switching to maintenance mode.
HP 2, HP 1.
A new skill I see. Aha! I believe we found our way in. Shall we?
Don't have to ask me twice.
Forte. All right. Very technical spot going on here. I gotta make sure I do this correct. We got a really good turn order here, I think.
I cannot guarantee you will live.
Loading enemy stats. Energy output max. Initiating drop.
It's a little awkward. Because the van's so late, but should be okay.
Now's your chance to boost.
Corpse Zodiac. Aaron S-Craft. Into Fairy S-Craft. Into Aaron S-Craft. And Olympia's not dead. That's really bad. They're both not dead. That's really bad. I might just die here. Pretty sure I'm just dead here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're mega dead. So I think that happened because my chain wasn't high enough because I couldn't hit the Orbis with the aerial dust because of the turn order. Why is my turn order the exact same, dude? No. You have to get a little creative here. Ah, damn it.
Energy output max.
Is, yeah, just one.
Boost gauge limit.
Alright, there we go. There's better damage rolls, I guess. Aaron's CP is fine. This is a bad turn order, though.
A chance for a shot boost.
Roar. Twin bullets. Back. Ideal force. Double boost. 4 aerial dust. 1. Second ideal force. Aaron tofu. I don't need the tofu, but I'm going to anyways. Two. Bend. Zodiac.
Now's your chance to boost. Energy output max.
3. Aaron Forte. Alright, one more aerial dust when we go in. And going in is 2 Aaron S-Crafts.
Now's your chance to boost. Activating skill.
Activating skill. Activating skill.
And then we go Zerum. Very Aaron. Damn it. Oh no. Now the miss! Okay, there we go. So yeah, that was basically the extent of all of our damage, and it still wasn't enough because of damage rolls. And crits that aren't consistent yet. This fight's easy, though. You do 2 link attacks with Grendel. Go. Okay, Grendel is really slow right now. Grendel, please. 100, 160. F-craft. That's crap. There we go. Alright, that's the hardest chapter done with.
Could have put in more effort.
Everything from this point on is easy as long as I don't mess up.
I'll do whatever I can to assist.
Aaron, talk to you, get candy. Gonna...
That was nice and refreshing. Come back.
On my way.
Welcome to Erland,
So
sir.
in love with this brand.
Let's see what we've got.
Oslo, what's over here?
Let's hurry up and finish this.
Body.
Well, if it isn't fair.
Now then. That's a wrap.
Mirror deposit confirmed. Then let's head over.
Oh yeah, I should read up on that rumor that's been making the rounds.
Hello, hello.
I see.
Ah, welcome. I hope to see you.
Alright, so this part of the game is really funny. We're gonna be rolling through this dungeon while there's just a monologue going on of a guy who we're gonna be helping out because he lost his wife and he's been trying to find her all this time, and he thinks there might be a hint here. Spoiler, he does not deserve his wife at all. He absolutely deserves to have his wife leave him, because his wife is based as hell and is like one of the best characters in this game. And he is not.
Call this area Sunstream Grove.
But like normally this is broken up by you like fighting the monsters and taking your time going through here. But instead he's just gonna be talking the whole time.
On one occasion I nearly fell into the water, but she grabbed my arm and pulled me close.
You mind saving the reminiscing for later? We're kind of trying to fight monsters here.
Ha! The gazebo. This is where we'd stop to have lunch. She'd get up early just to fix mine, and let me tell you, her lunches were the greatest in all the...
Here we go again.
He doesn't stop within the next 5 seconds, I'm gonna rip his tongue out.
There used to be an enormous flower bed here. She told me she thought it was very pretty. That's when I said to her, there's only one flower here that's caught my eye. And that's you, baby.
Rail to Glad Headband.
That line is so cheesy, it almost...
Got a whole script. Here goes. That's how it goes.
So here, plot-wise, we now finally get access to Grendel whenever we so choose, and that is very, very strong. Grendel's being real goddamn slow again, unfortunately. And then immediately got a second turn. What is this RNG? Okay, man. Bistro, Laguna.
Stepping.
On top of the world.
Come back anytime.
I gotta go to the cinema here. We gotta watch this movie. The run's over.
Hello. Thank you for your visit today.
Gotta watch Climber Story.
Later lunch.
Be Riverside.
All right.
Marty.
Well, if it
Hotel.
Welcome to Erland, sir.
Let me ask you something. Taking off now.
another happening night in store.
Let me ask you something.
You there. Have a close look.
Let me ask you something.
You're in for now. Your time's run out. All right, let's play.
Engage. Boost gauge upgraded.
Son of a...
That takes care of that.
Or deposit.
Alright, so the reason we get really strong in this chapter is because we're finally about to hit that 100% crit rate threshold on everyone. Meaning every attack we do, or rather every S-craft we're going to do is always going to be a crit. Because we're about to finally get the items that are going to enable that.
Oh, I love these autumn leaves. They're so pretty. Take a look.
That they are. This is around peak time for autumn foliage. They look extra nice.
Take as long as you need.
Errand webs, customize them. And buy 6 properties of void.
I'll be waiting for you.
Trade for 6 properties of Samsara. So these accessories give us 20 crit apiece. And you can equip 2 of them.
That smells so good.
So you get 40% critical rate just from your accessories. And then your hull core basically does the rest. Now we get eggs. And more eggs. And eggs. 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 And one more time, eggs. Hooray! We explored the town and the culture festival.
Arts attacks advised.
Huh? What's with that?
So here we get the my favorite party member in this game, Judith. She's fantastic. She is super competent. She's a super smoking hot actress. She's also a phantom thief. But boy, is she also kind of dumb as rocks sometimes. And it's a really funny gap moe contrast. That makes her character just really entertaining.
Fully replenished.
mistaken, that's...
Whoa, that waterfall's huge! So all out, keep going, man! Open up, activating skill. Your turn now.
Initiating skill. Activating skill.
What? Aye.
Off we go.
Oh, welcome.
Where am I going? Nice. I have 3 S boosts already, so I don't need to take this encounter here. Normally you have to take this encounter to get some S boost. But since I messed up the monkey so bad, I don't need to.
Look, there's Long Lai. We sure have walked a long way.
Damn! How the hell did that little squirt get this far in?
Deploying stars.
Boost gauge expanded. Boost gauge expanded.
Activating skill.
Okay, on to the next.
You're quite tenacious, Miss Lanster. And not to mention captivating.
Agreed. You were really beautiful in golden blood, too.
Was?
Later, sucker.
I mean, of course I was. If only everyone was so easy to please.
Yume's footprints detected.
Good job, you.
Alright, so this next boss can be really, really rude if Van goes slow. Hopefully Van doesn't go slow. Basically all I can really hope
Stay out
for.
of her way, or I'll tear them apart.
But this next boss is Shizuna, and Shizuna is my absolute favorite character from this game. Judith is a close second, but Shizuna's so
You
based.
alright?
I'm glad we actually get to use her in the speedrun.
Hang tight on yes. Don't fall off.
Just stay still already.
Give me your worst.
Alright, Van went fast, good.
Check enemy stats.
Forte, La Place Code. Here, Coin Bullet. Aerial Forte, Fairy 2 Boost, Aerial Dust, 3 times. 1.
Energy output max. Now's your chance to boost.
Forte heal item. Okay, that's 2. Errand normal. third attack, Van defend. After this goes off, the S-Craft.
Activating skill. Activating skill. Boost gauge.
Activating skill. Activating skill.
You know what you're doing. Boost gauge limiter removed.
And of course she's not dead, because why would she be dead? Damage rolls, why?
Yes, that's what I like.
Alright.
I'm stronger than ever. Truly well done. Then I'll update your
Gladly
rank.
could have put in more effort.
Judith Landstead. And you can rest easy.
Alright, Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is the longest chapter in the game, because there's so many battles in it. But we also get to do a new glitch in this chapter. Which is fun.
War candy again.
So the new glitch is called zero delay ass crafting. Basically, when a fight starts, there's a turn 0 that happens where the game is kind of like doing the things it needs to like actually proceed with the fight and set everything up. Such that like it's assigning your delay values, your turn order, and everything. And getting any start of battle cutscenes out of the way, all of that good stuff. What you can do during that turn 0 period, if you're fast enough, like I mean really fast, you can S-break. And what that causes, with the specific course called Rushkala, which we've had this basically this entire time, is it allows you to feel that place, that point in time where you really shouldn't be able to. And what that causes is a phenomenon where whoever is S-crafting jumps in the turn order. And normally it wouldn't do anything special, it would handle your delay accordingly. But because we have Rushkala equipped, instead of using our normal delay value after an S-craft and setting us to that, and because we're on turn 0 where it hasn't really figured out all the delay values yet, for everyone, is it takes our 0 delay that we have at the very start of the fight, divides it by 2, and gives it 0 again. So we immediately get the next turn of the fight, even after S-crafting. And you can do that multiple times as long as you're in that turn 0 state. Where you basically S-craft and it doesn't actually count the delay for you S-crafting. So you basically get an extra turn out of it. And we're going to be using that extra turn plus some additional items and attacks to get enough CP for a third S-craft. So we get to do 3 S-crafts and a singular attack before anybody even gets to do anything in the fight. And for the most part, that's enough to put you far enough ahead in a fight to instantly end
I
it.
wouldn't be surprised. I'm getting worried.
Fear 1, Fear 2, Mine 3, Hit 3, Pass 3, Action 3, Strike 3, Break 2, Break 1, Attack 2, and Freeze 2. And again, this is possible because we're using Chaos Mare. To be strong enough to do that kind of nonsense.
Pick any type. Choose a type. Choose a type.
Magic.
Okay, all set.
Citry.
Citry here. You're in good hands now.
Storm.
Don't worry. Citry's got your back.
Pass 2. Action 2.
New
But we're not going to start doing that just yet. We're going to wait a little bit. Because this fight is the only fight in the whole game, basically. That's not like a tutorial fight, where we're actually going to handle the entire fight just by using arts. Because Judith is one of the best arts casters in the game. She's ridiculously fast, and that's going to let us do some really dumb stuff here.
Now's a great time for a shard boost.
Heal Force, attack, double boost, aerial dust, attack. This guy's also super weak to wind damage, so you can actually just kill him really fast, even with just casting like a really, really super basic wind spell. Easy.
That's all, folks. More deposit. What's next?
I don't think I've seen you before.
Guess I'll check out the arena.
Let's see what you're made of. Gotta hold. Here goes. Great. But no.
Moving on up.
Oh no, did I ever buy the cookie recipe?
That's how it goes.
Then I'll update
Oh,
your
glad
Uh-oh.
to take that.
God, Zeman. I may have lost my life once.
Uh-oh.
That alone
I don't know if I bought the
will never
cookie
be
recipe.
enough to stop me.
Oh, I really hope I did. I bought the cookie recipe. Okay, thank God. Run was over if I didn't have that, by the way.
Stage fully replenished.
A gift from above, perhaps.
I suggest physical attacks for now.
Holy shit, you don't screw around, do you, Gramps?
That's my master for you.
Open settings.
But he's still
Customize the van. Field slot 4. Arts. Extra. Regard weapon 4.
one-upping himself.
Modifying your ornament, are you?
Attack 3, break 2. Fear. Fear 2. Attack 2. Hit 3. Strike 3. This. Strike 3. Attack 1. Right? Yeah. Attack 1. Action 3. Action 2. And freeze 2. Burgard, strike 3,
New skill unearthed.
break 2,
Skill set
strike
updated.
1,
Skill set updated. Skill
turnbuckle,
set updated.
fear,
Skill set updated.
attack 3.
Skill set updated.
So Burgard is our new replacement for Aaron. He's the actual... Oh, crap, I messed up. Whoops.
Skill set updated.
One of my inputs got eaten somewhere. That's fine.
Skill set updated. Skill set updated. Skill set updated. That's a single skill set. That's a single new skill unearthed.
Alright, there we go.
Skill set updated.
He's just better than Aaron, like,
New
every
skill
way.
unearthed.
In terms of physical damage.
Hollow Core Karabia initiated. Hollow Core Cameo online.
Facial mass.
I could say the same for you. I'm not the only one who has honed its craft.
And Burgard Weps. Force magazine. And golden glove. Customize. Customize. Sell all of my weapons. Buy 9 brains, berries, and leaves. Cook 99 chocolate Saval.
Try it. I hope you like it.
Leopard belt to Macho. Burgard art of speed.
No enemies found.
That hits the spot.
Alright, and now we begin. We begin the turn zeroing. Judith, Aaron, Burgard.
Deploying stars. Time for the man. Here goes. Here goes.
Activating skill.
And just like that, a boss that was pretty much as strong as everything we've been fighting and struggling with is already dead. Because, just the amount of damage we can pump out now is ridiculous. That Macho Belt is what we needed all that SP for, and basically what the Macho Belt says is, every time you take a turn, or take an action, recover 15 CP. And we also have a shard skill that says, whenever you take an action, recover 10 CP. So we basically recover 25 CP a turn. And, you know, with 2 S-crafts at the start of our turn, that's 50 immediately, plus whatever we gain from hitting enemies in the fight. And then, since we're turn zeroing with that, that really strong, glitch, we're able to, get near 100 CP back immediately. Regard.
Man, not a shred of mercy. Glad you guys are with us.
Deploying stars. Let's get to hunting already.
Activating skill. Boost max. Activating skill.
Your turn, Judith. No tag. I'll shoot you.
Directing shield.
Sorry for that.
Displaying enemy stats.
Time to let loose. I like where this is headed. Pressure him and move.
It's... Yeah, I can afford the boost here.
Activating skill. Activating skill. Activating skill.
Regard smash.
Moving on up.
I can do even better.
A gift from above, perhaps.
This labyrinth is rather large, isn't it?
Yes, alarmingly so.
And all the other teams are blasting through it at the same time. Sus?
Nice. That went great.
Alright, so this fight sucks even with that turn 0 abuse. Sometimes you can just get really bad RNG here. We did get good RNG with the turnover here.
I'll show you no mercy. Nobody's as fast as me.
Like, getting the turn 0 is so difficult and important that I actually use numpad shortcuts to do it. It's the only menuing I do with keyboard for any Trails run.
Activating skill.
Because you can shortcut it way easier than you can actually controller to it. Alright, good fight. Got good damage rolls there.
That's 3 key cards in the bag.
Zin can live on the damage roll there, and if he does, he usually heals for like half of his frickin' health. And at that point, you don't have a way to kill him anymore. And it's really, really bad. Like, it's faster to just reset the fight and try again, if that happens. So, thankfully, it didn't happen. Oh my god, go away, sir. So, that's a gimmick in this area from the story, is like, that guy can just show up randomly in fights after a certain amount of turns. That was a turn frickin' 1 show up, which was really bad.
I'll show you the pride of
That doesn't matter.
Let's get started. Here goes.
Gotta hold full.
Here goes.
Gotta hold.
Activating skill.
Alright, that was a little weird, but whatever.
What'd you expect?
Resistant to arts. Physical
Saves me S boost, so I'm okay with it.
Team Kruger B has been eliminated.
So after that fight, we get what's called Batham. Batham was the whole keystone of the older route, because Batham allows you to infinitely stun lock enemies, which is really, really strong, but it's really, really hard to set up as well. So we don't really rely on it anymore. We do use it for a few fights that we just didn't have. We can't reliably just destroy because of like gauntlet purposes. But yeah, pretty much everything at this point in the run is just
getting warmed up.
Just murder. Just absolute murder. With S-Crafts. Because we've finally hit critical mass in terms of Strunks.
What are we waiting for?
It's so pretty.
I recommend everything here.
This market's got everything.
Right. We're nearly there.
Kids are always so full of...
Oops.
Arts work best on this end. Resistant to arts. Physical attacks are more effective.
Team Stillwater has been eliminated.
Now the dominoes begin to fall.
Team Needhog Maze has been eliminated.
A gift from above, perhaps.
Team Zet Arms has been eliminated.
Looks like the gang's all here.
Now we're talking. That one looks tough.
Path's all clear.
Team Eisenshield B has been eliminated.
These teams are dropping like flies. Deploying shots. Whatever you need.
So here, Judith and Aaron get forced in, even though they were already in the party. So Van's actually in slot 3. So if you S-break with the wrong slot on turn 1, you're gonna have a bad or turn 0, you're gonna have a bad time, and the glitch isn't gonna work. Tacretia. Yeah. And then, I don't have S boost. I need to attack, and then now we can do this.
Nothing I can't handle.
This is where the real magic happens. Here I go.
That was scary. What do you expect?
I'm just getting warmed up.
I smell treasure. Resistant to arts. Physical attacks are more effective.
Path's all clear.
Arts attacks advance.
Path's all clear.
I think I need to actually take an encounter here. Maybe not. I didn't see these. We might be okay.
A gift from above, perhaps.
yeah. Okay, we're good.
Looks like a check.
Fully replenished.
So here we actually have to take off break 2, or else we'll do too much break damage, and that'll mess up our entire strat. She's gonna look good.
Looks like a stopping point. Deploy charge. I won't hold back.
Organi gets a turn here, which is really bad, because he can ruin things.
Boost level. Is that all?
Activating skill.
I won't go down like this. Your move, Aaron.
He's not above 20, and I have the extra turn, so... He had him. That was actually really close.
That's how it goes.
What'd you expect?
Because that was I hit, he had 15,000 something, and I hit a 15,330. So that almost didn't kill. It would have been fine if it didn't kill. I would have just had to eat the S-Craft, which is like not the end of the world. It wouldn't have killed me. But, would have wasted time.
Team Needhawk Noggle has been eliminated.
Shifting to maintenance mode.
Break 2 on Van. He...
Team Grossritter has been eliminated. Team Kruger A has been eliminated.
No, that's not me. Don't hate me if you get the key. All right, sweetheart.
I'll wipe the floor with you. Here goes.
Damn, I was too slow. Link attack with someone.
Activating skill. Activating skill.
Well, you have a bunch of excess damage on this fight, so it's okay.
Push your luck. Here I go.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Not that way.
Team Heiyue Live Family has been eliminated.
Huh. Aren't the lies under one of the Heiyue elders?
Yeah, didn't think those goons would get wrapped up in this. Looks like some good loot.
I suggest physical attacks for now. Time for you to focus.
My mind's made up, and you won't be changing it. Oh, Radiant.
Lane, why? Why would you ask Craft me immediately, you jerk? She can't... That's a pretty rare thing for her to do. She's technically at the HP threshold for it. But like... She doesn't normally do it her first action. It's a little unfair.
That one looks tough.
Fully replenished. Look out! Enough talk. It is
Easy boss.
That's how it goes.
I'm just getting...
May we be on our way.
Let's see what we've got.
Alright, so we're going to use this lower depths here to refarm some S boost. Because there's 4 pots here that you can really quickly respawn by just warping back. Like so. And then you can just break the pots again to get your S boost. This is the fastest way to get S boost back in this area. Because we don't have access to a hot spring or a sauna or anything to like restore our S boost anyway. Break. I turn event break again. Using a
Boost gauge limit thrust.
That's always stand to improve.
oops, Forte. And I have enough S boost to just go straight to the upper zone.
Enough now. I bet we can rest there. Got a whole split. Here goes. Here goes. Got a whole split. That's how it goes.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Well done, everyone.
Fisher Guild. Crap, I took the wrong people again.
Stubborn as ever.
Boost gauge upgraded. Take it for boost gauge
Alright, good enough.
I could do better.
It fight's a little awkward if you miss menu there and don't take the right people. Alright, final section of this area. No, I said this chapter was the longest, but it's only the longest casually, actually. The chapter's really starting to speedrun because of how fast these fights are now.
This old palace is enormous.
Even with all the decay, this place still has a certain
Urban settings, Burgard. 4. Urban spam from the bottom up. Poros. Break 1, attack 3. Whoops. Evade 3. Strike 3. Evade 3. No, attack 3. Attack 3, Burgard.
Commencing maintenance.
Defense 2, break 1.
Skill confirmed.
Attack 1.
Skill confirmed.
It's too grand a stage for this shit yet.
Choosing a Fairy Judith. Or Judith, Burgard. Aaron. Okay. Everybody's good.
That's for sure.
Deploying shards.
All right, we win.
Display charts for short.
Swap out. Grendel. So the way Grendel transformation works is when you transform into Grendel, you get 100 CP back. However, that 100 CP regain can technically crit if you S boost beforehand, which is really stupid. Really, really stupid. So you actually get 150 back.
That's how it goes. Here I go. Here goes.
Let loose. Now they make for a fun fight.
Keep your wits about.
Resistance to art.
Physical turns. Make it count, Darren. Activating skill.
I won't take my pick.
Here goes.
Is that the throne room?
Fight.
Your skill is commendable.
Guess it's about time we wrap this up.
Right.
Aragani, no! What are you doing?
Erecting shield.
Alright, well. Van, 2 boosts, hero, 100, 160. 2 attack, Burgard 1 boost. Stunned. Battle turn, S-Craft. Gonna do some extension here.
I've seen better.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
There we go. Now we're talking. Here I go.
Now we're talking.
And get out.
Is that all?
One step closer. Jinmei.
Oh, I am far from done.
Alright, we are on to the final chapter. We're not even 7 minutes behind my PB. That's actually really good. I thought I'd be doing a lot worse. My PB for record is a 324. Oh no, I missed someone downstairs. No! Ah! Aaron! Regard Judith. Bermati.
Off we go.
Well, if
So, in this section of the game, we now have to go literally everywhere around town like 3 times over the course of the start of this chapter. Because everybody is here to settle in the Smash. Literally every character that's been, like, important throughout the game is here now in the city for the finale. So, we've got to see what they're all up to, because that's what Trails makes you do, is all characters actually have lives. So you gotta go check in on all of them. I need to buy food ingredients.
I'm proud of all my wares. It's been a pleasure.
Because there's a huge gauntlet. The entire finale of the whole game is a gauntlet. We do get access to a little bit of hot springs during the gauntlet, but we do eventually lose access to them.
Let's head over.
So we need as much CP food as we can stock.
talk?
Seriously? For real?
On my way.
That's true.
Gonna eat something?
Let me ask you something.
Go, go, go!
All right, back in business, baby.
You look nice and
What's next? What's next?
Wait.
That takes care of that.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
Off we go.
So using out of bounds glitches, you can actually get to this dungeon right here as early as chapter 1. And you can actually complete it. And get into you can skip literally the entire game. And I mean the entire game. Like you go from chapter 1 to like literally like right where we are now and everything after it. However, the game doesn't actually give you access to the places you need to go to trigger all the plot flags to actually finish the game. So it's kind of a useless endeavor, unfortunately. It also really sucks to get through this section, you know, at very low levels. Because the game doesn't properly handle... we have a guest character named Kincaid right now. He's Van's friend. He joins at level 1. Because you skip the event to make him properly join the party. And the same thing happens with all your party members. There's a gauntlet fight at the end of this where all of your party members get assigned onto a team. And... they're literally level 1. And they're... to put that into frame of reference, you start the game at level 6. It is not possible to have a level 1 character in this game. Unless you do this glitch.
Is there anyone here who's got some dirt?
And, let me tell you, level 1 allies versus level 60 opponents doesn't go well for you. Which means you have to use the retry and weaken enemies feature, which are banned in all trail speedrunning, until the enemies are literally killable at level 1. Which means dying and resetting, I think it's like 18 times a fight, and there's 4 fights you have to do. It's painful. It's not a good time. Oh, and that's also on the easiest difficulty. It takes 18 retries.
Holocore Vine is now online.
I'll be looking after you.
So I'm kind of really glad it didn't end up being like a viable route. What you can do though is you can come in here and get the fast travel. Like, you can come here at that low level, and you can skip, a few fights. Each fight with Turbo takes, like, 15-20 minutes. It's painful.
Yeah, and the way you
Maybe it's not that long. It's more like 5 to 10 per fight, but it's still awful. It's awful gameplay. What you can do is you can come all the way in here... and get the fast travel, so you don't actually have to run through this dungeon when you come here legitimately. That's completely okay. We don't do that in the run, because, like, if you're gonna allow out of bounds like that, we would do a category split, because you have to change your FPS. The one out of bounds we do in the run, you don't have to change FPS for, so we kind of just allow it. Yeah, you spend an hour for actually nothing. I have not confirmed if it fucks up the game state when you get here normally, though. I haven't confirmed that because I've never played that out. Because I just didn't have the time. Oh, crap. You really want to try to turn 0 S-Craft this fight with Judith, because these guys can inflict mute on you, which is really bad when our whole idea in this fight... Ah, we got muted anyways. Is to kill them with arts. Nice instant kill. And it also inflicts fear, which prevents you from S-crafting, which is really awful as well, so... Serum Powder Van. The Grundle. 0. 160. That's crap. Okay. Did I ever do the event with, I did. Okay. I was, concerned because I thought I forgot that, and I didn't. Alright, so now we have to go around and talk to everybody part 2. Only this time we have to talk to even more people.
On top of the world.
Come back anytime.
Here.
Do you know what you want?
So these right here are all the hidden books throughout the game that you have to turn in normally to get like the super ultimate weapon. Thankfully, a lot of the Region Trails games just let you buy them at the end of the game if you miss some. So we can get the ultimate weapon without that, without having to actually take the time to go watch all the movies. Because it wouldn't be worth it otherwise.
Let's do this.
I take pride in all my merch.
Aaron, Judith, Burgard, Saintly Glove, Queen Viper, Declan Hilt, Mega Driver, customize these.
I'll get more good stuff in stock soon.
Setting up our final weapons here. Whoops, they're over here. Cafe. Here we watch Nate, that police officer, break up with his girlfriend because he never spends time with her, and it's really funny because it's just the slow descent of that man's entire life crumbling over the course of the game, and there's nothing you can do to influence it, and any way you try to influence it through side quests just makes it worse. It's so funny.
Taking off now.
Maybe that makes me a bad person.
Taking off now.
You're gonna get
Accessing your schedule.
Gotta hang out with Shizuna.
Never bored when I'm with you.
Welcome to Andalusia Patisserie.
That headband to silver case.
I'll work my magic.
Cameo Mare.
May we be on our way.
Alright, now we go into the final game gauntlet. This is the point of no return, basically. But we still have a lot of run left, you know?
Could have put in more effort.
You get it.
Alright, I'm also going to take a break here. So be right back.
That was a blast! You should maybe think about starting up a side hustle as a tour guide. I think you'd kill it.
Okay. So this part here is a whole bunch of gauntlets of S-Craft and managing S-Boost. There is one more final glitch we get to do in the run here. This was the original glitch. Like, everybody, we always knew about this one for speedrunning. Basically, what we're going to do here is, the whole gimmick to this area is there's a bunch of barriers being put up around this time-stop demon-infested version of the town that happened due to plot reasons. And what you're supposed to do is kill these various crystals that are around the...
Better put that nose to work then.
that are around the town. And you're supposed, like, they're supposed to dispel the barriers, basically. What we're gonna do instead is push Van into the wall, and he's gonna go through the barrier. He's gonna pull Lloyd and just go through the barrier. And then we're gonna run away and we're past the barrier. We're gonna do the same thing right here. Same with Van. Because the way I have Van set up right now is he takes a back row position far away from the enemies when I start shard combat. And that means I can get him through the barrier. This one's tricky, though.
That'll make for a good warm-up.
Deploying shards.
See you around.
Deploying shards.
See you around.
Deploying shards.
Van, get over here. Alright, there we go.
Here goes.
That strength is sick. Let's go now.
And we can't do that in all of the sections here. We have to go through every district in the game. Some of them we have to fight legitimately, like this next one coming up. So you'll actually get to see like what it's you're supposed to do for this section. But some of the districts, the barriers are set up in such a way that you can just skip through them.
Looks like Aaron's lost his cool again.
And the water is wet.
There they are. Here goes.
So you always have to kill the gold crystal first, and then there's 2 red crystals you also have to kill.
Get a move on.
And we'll be taking a lot of encounters throughout the course of this to rebuild our S-boost gauge. Because you may have noticed we're just S-breaking everything, because S-breaking is fast. But in order to continually do that, we have to refill our S-boost.
Enemies inbound. Moving to dispatch.
Here goes. Looks like the gang's all here. I'll take you on.
Oh, I didn't heal, Alright, well, just use speed.
Boost gauge limit crush. Boost gauge limit crush.
Nice job. Taking out that.
How did they get the... How? How is my S-boost full, and how did I get back to 200 CP? Man, I got some good turn bonuses that I didn't see at the end of that fight. Wow. Alright, whatever. Sure, game.
I'll take you on. Got a hold slip. Here goes. Nice. Moving on up.
What are we waiting for?
Well, I feel better than ever after that. Come back in. Go, go, go!
On my way.
Deploying shards. Here goes.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Reset better not be doing anything.
This
crazy.
section right here is kind of why you don't end up too underleveled for the last section of the game, is because there's just so many fights the game forces you to do with scaled EXP that you just kind of catch up in levels.
Good. Now we can get a move on.
I suggest physical attacks for now.
It still hurts.
What the hell, man?
A boost would work.
Falling back.
Here goes.
Hey,
Here goes.
that one felt pretty good.
Seems you're rather capable.
Deploying shards.
Boost gauge limit removed. Boost gauge limit removed.
Nope. Enemies nearby.
Watch it. There are enemies.
This will you, Renee.
This is your
To the next. Here goes. Here goes. Let me have a piece of them next time, Renee.
Again, taking these encounters optimally to refill our S-boost gauge as fast as possible, because we don't always have access to the hot springs.
Good. Now we can get a move on. Deploying shards.
This is the last district we can't just cheese, though. The other districts all have skips.
Stats upgraded. Ladder launch.
On my way.
Stepping. hard.
Fun fact, while that door is a cutscene there's actually an active load trigger behind it. And you can get out of bounds to hit that load trigger and get to the Blacklight District as early as the very start of the game. The problem with that is you can't do anything once you're there. I tried really, really, really hard to find some shortcut into this section of the game. And I just couldn't do it, unfortunately. But at low FPSs, you can out of bounds in this game pretty much through any loading zone, because you just turbo straight through the loading zone without it registering that you passed it. Weird. Rear. Somebody go through the wall. No. Again. Come on, guys. Did Rosette get through? Where's Rosette? She didn't get through. Alright, Fairy got through.
What'd you expect? Oh, why are they not dead? Oh, because I lost my chain, right?
Leveled up.
Give me your worst. Later, give me your worst. Later, sucker. Give me your worst. Later, sucker. Deploying shards. Later, I'll take you on. Later, give me your worst. Later, give me your worst. That all you got? Won't get away with it. Falling back. I'll take over.
That one takes a little bit, but you can get through.
Deploying shards. Here goes. Great.
Concentrate your attacks on one killer at a time. We'll take them out one by
Ooh,
one.
I don't need boost. Cool.
Sounds like a plan. I'll take you on. Got a whole swing. Here goes.
Resistant to arts. Physical attacks are more effective.
Deploying shards.
Activate. Here I go. Active. Your turn, man.
That's how it goes.
Can always stand to improve.
Looks like the gang's all here.
Begin engagement. Brace yourself. Show 'em what you're feeling.
Deploying shards. Later, sucker. I'll take you on.
Here I go.
What'd you expect?
Give me your worst. Brace yourself. Here goes. Here goes. This'll hurt. Don't stop now.
Engaging skill. I can still get strong.
All right. And with that, we are finally into the final dungeon. That's such a long gauntlet section of just fight after fight after fight after fight. And now we have, like, a huge-ass final dungeon to do.
It's like time in this place has stopped altogether.
Path's all clear.
I suggest physical attacks for now.
Like, they made this place pointlessly big.
Protect treasure.
Like, it's a really cool aesthetic, and I like the dungeon itself. It's just, like, they could have just scaled down the whole thing by, like, 50%, and it still would have been fine.
Watch it. That one's big.
Music's really good, though.
Fully replenished.
Enemy sighted. Be careful.
Oh yeah, a funny fact, after effect of doing those barrier skips, you can see my objective below my minimap is find out what's going on with this district, because technically those barrier stones are plot flags we just completely skipped. So the game never really knew to update our objective.
Looks like a chest.
So we actually don't want Van in the party for this, because the fights are more consistent if you swap Van in, because that guarantees he always goes first.
I will unleash everything I have.
Search complete.
Time for a new look.
0, hold on. 0, 160, avoid Olivia. That's crap. But yeah, we're so strong now, we just transform into Grendel and the fight's immediately over, basically.
What'd you expect?
There's boxes over here.
faster up ahead, yeah?
Yes, almost certainly.
Guess that means I gotta knock some sense into that meathead again.
I suggest physical attacks for now.
Path's all clear.
Red level high. Be extremely cautious.
Also, I never really mentioned it, but you really do want to be leading as a Van for the majority of this game. Like, usually in these games, it doesn't really matter who you're running around as. But Van in particular has a really, really short cooldown for when he can roll after he immediately rolls. So you can actually chain your rolls a lot faster. And the really silly thing about this game is the more FPS you run at, the farther distance your rolls go. So 60 FPS rolls travel a shorter distance slower than 144 FPS rolls. Which is really, really, really stupid. But that's just how video games work nowadays. So much of movement and loads and stuff are just arbitrarily tied to your FPS. Which makes PC speedrunning just the worst thing ever, honestly. It's so hard to have level playing fields. But, I mean, the bright side is, if I was running this at 60 FPS, I would be going 30 minutes slower. So, you know, it's not all bad. That's the chest.
Looks like some good loot.
There we go. Burgard hit also has a lot of short cooldown on his rolls, so you can roll pretty fast with him. Oh no. No bully, Auriok. Alright, that wasn't bullying. Okay.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Our next opponent is likely to be Melchior, yes?
Yeah, probably.
That guy's made a fool of us for the last time. Karma's coming for you, asshole. I see me some nobodies.
Fully replenished.
Yeah. You know what I mean about this dungeon being a little too big?
Watch it. That one's big. Path's all clear.
Hey, let's say we take 5.
Okay. Turn 2 Melchior is bad. Alright, now he's turn 5, so he's dead. Van, double boost, become Grendel. 160 S-Craft. Hold on, let me do this correct. What is the best way to do this? Oh, jeez. Alright. Good. Do it like this. 160 S-Craft. Burgard. Grendel. Attack.
Activating skill.
Wasting your time.
Don't cut the Grendel. Grendel break.
You really don't know when to quit.
Alright. Glad I broke with Burgard here, because I need to kill.
You're joking.
That's how it goes.
Well, what'd you expect?
Alright, on to the semi-final boss. For those running this show, there's about 10 minutes left to the run. Assuming things don't go catastrophically horribly wrong. They shouldn't. But just giving you an update.
Quite the reception.
Got a hold.
I won't let this chance slip by.
Activating skill.
We got our food. Get out of here.
Looks like a check.
What in the world?
A vast amount of spiritual energy is converging around that point.
I believe it's safe to say that beyond there lies the heart of the tower.
Alright, we've made it to the top. One final menu here.
No enemies nearby.
It is a big menu, though. Impede, EP cut 3, Star Stellar, Action 3, Evade 3, Break 3, Attack 2, 3 HP freeze, and EP 3, Or bench. Judah.
Citri's got your back.
Nebulous.
Citri's got your back.
Break 3.
Skills
EP
altered.
cut 3.
Skills altered.
Sunstar.
Skills
Stellar.
New skill added.
Evade 3.
New skill added.
EP3.
New
Money
single element
2.
altered.
HP 3.
New skill added.
Aaron. Yes. Hit 3. HP 3. Break 3. Burgard. Get HP 3. Ban. Action 2. Impede 3. Impede 2. Fairy auto speed. By Assassin Guard for ban. Speed. You're supposed to have Sun Lamp. There we go. Party is Burgard, Agnes, Rosette, and Quarte. We already did CP. Alright, let's go.
Just what I needed.
I've got this.
That looks like our final destination.
Genesis is reacting. That must mean the 7th is near.
Alright, so there's a different strat for basically every version of this fight based on your turn order. He's turn 3, so we can do the turn 3 strat.
Search complete.
Which is switch in Van, double S boost, become Grendel, 100, 160 S craft. Up to Judith. Link with Grendel. Skip the boss's turn. Ally idle turn. Grendel S craft.
Can't you do better than that?
Stem caps Grendel.
That's it. That's more like it.
S-Craft. Do the second one. Glitch and get an extra turn with Van here because you change forms. Stem cut herself. We do not have enough damage to kill here, so I need to do some extra damage. Purposely getting S-crafted here because this builds S-boost for the next turn fight. And also apparently kills those two, which is not ideal. Why are you still so healthy, sir? Whatever, die. This is awkward, but hopefully okay? Okay, yeah, we're fine. US boost. Or no, wait, no, this is not. Fuck Burgard. Attack. To boost. We're not stealth. Okay, so 0, 100, 160. Okay, cool. He just balled the wrong person. Excellent. Swap to Aaron. Done. Oh, I had turn plus off stun. Grendel S-Craft. I don't have enough boost. Why do I not have enough boost? Oh, I know why. Crap. Uh-oh. Grendel S-Craft. It should be okay. Because I should just be able to stun him again here. Though I don't have... Oh, crap. We might be dead. might be dead. Because he's gonna double S-trap me! Ouchie, ouch! Alright, we're somehow not dead. Get out of here. Just get out of here. Owie. Owie, ow.
I'm just getting warmed up.
We can fix this. Alright. That was a really awkward turnover. Aaron Ferry. No, Ferry for Judith there. Okay.
You can't! Don't you dare disappear on us!
This fight's free. He says before immediately dying, right? I can S boost here. I didn't go fast, or too fast.
Activating skill. Initiating drive.
Directing shield.
Activating skill.
Okay, that'll work. Alright, now that we have Bathmon and the boss is stunned, he's permanently stun locked. Wail on him for a little while until he phase changes. There we go. Easy peasy. Alright, we just don't need to see a turn 1 crit here. Alright, he didn't turn 1 crit me. We're fine. Chrono Revive. Grendel. Okay, boss stunned. Alright, boss is dead. There, catch Grendel. Boost. Other Grendel. And GG, that's time. Alright, so that's Trails Through Daybreak. A little sloppy there at the end, but we got there. Final boss is easy. Dante is just really the hard fight, because it's so variable based on turn order and what he does. He ate my S boost, and that ruined everything. Not too bad for a marathon run. I've got splits at 3:35:57. It's almost 12 minutes behind my PB, but you know what? For a marathon run, we'll take it.